Hey, it's Toby. It's just me this time. Sean will be back, but we were getting so far behind. He went out of town, then I went out of town, and then I had to go out of town again. I just got back from New York City. It was awesome. So that was great, but so many releases that come out this last August 25th, whatever that was, 3 days ago, 5 days ago now. It was a huge release date, and I was already behind before that happened, and then we got really behind. So it's just me, and we'll see how it goes. But we'll have Sean back, we'll have Darlene back, we'll have, you can be on this show. It's not that hard. So get in touch with me. So first thing I'm going to talk about is this new live album from U.F.O. It's called Live in Vienna, 1998. There's going to be a series of live albums from U.F.O. that are coming out, and this is the first in the series, and it just dropped this last week. And it's from an ill-fated reunion tour that U.F.O. did in 1998, supporting an album that didn't chart anywhere, their 14th album called Walking on Water. It was a reunion album as they had Michael Schenker back in the band here, and Pete Way had been in the band, Phil Mogg was there, Paul Raymond was back, so they had 4 out of 5. They had from U.D.O and AC/DC. Oh my God, why am I blanking on his name? It's right here. Oh my Lord. Anyway, he was on Flick of the Switch. His name is Simon Wright. Oh, right. And he was on Lock Up the Wolves on U.D.O. Anyway, Simon Wright was playing drums on this tour. He didn't play on any U.F.O. albums. Andy Parker played on just about or a lot of stuff, most of it, almost all of it. But this is a great lineup, and they pretty much perform all of the Strangers in the Night live album, and then they had 3 songs on the first disc from the Walking on Water album that was new at the time, and those songs are called Self-Made Man, Venus, and Push to the Limit. Otherwise, it's just non-stop U.F.O. classics. Natural Thing, Mother Mary, Out in the Street. Man, the version they jam out on Love to Love, and they really jam, kind of almost jam band a bit on Too Hot to Handle in the middle, but it's pretty rocking. We get Dr. Rock Bottom, Shoot Shoot. So this tour, let me see the date on this show. It was like January 98. So the Walk on Water album came out in Japan first in like 96, and then dropped in the other countries in 97. And then this was recorded on the tour in 98. And then Michael Schenker, he left the tour in April, so they played for a while longer, but it was ill-fated. These guys, the Michael Schenker and U.F.O. have had a pretty tumultuous relationship, but I gotta say that it sounded awesome right here, and I actually, in a lot of ways, prefer this to the Strangers in the Night album because it's a lot more live. You can tell, like Strangers in the Night's a lot like Cheap Trick of the Budokan, where there was a lot of overdubs, and I don't think there were any overdubs on this, and they sound phenomenal. Phil Mogg's voice is great. Michael Schenker's guitar tone is perfect, as it usually is if he's not fucked up. We've lost Pete Way and Paul Raymond in the last couple of years, so and then Phil Mogg had to retire. His doctor told him not to get on stage, that his heart couldn't handle it, so U.F.O. is not playing right now, but they are doing this archival live series, and just on the merits of this one, how much I liked it, I ordered the next few. So we'll be hearing more of that. And it's got good liner notes from Simon Wright, pretty much about how he thought he was going to go on a tour with Michael Schenker Group, and then he got told it was U.F.O. reunion tour and to Learn the Strangers in the Night album. And then I guess that was their most popular album. My favorite album is Force It. This is the first one I heard, but honestly I didn't get into, I don't think this tour came to Texas, and if it did I wouldn't have been hip enough to see it at that point. I really got into U.F.O. like 99, 2000. Dang, would have loved to have seen this tour. It sounds phenomenal. Anyway, so U.F.O. live in Vienna, 1998. All right, so here we've got this album, U.D.O. Touchdown. It's U.D.O. Dirk Schneider from Accept, who sang on the first 10 Accept albums. Excuse me. The theme of this album is American football. This is the first U.D.O. album I have. I got excited. He's got Peter Baltes in the band now, and who played bass all through all the Accept albums except like the last one, I think. Anyway, so this album's called Touchdown. The single is called Touchdown, and you got to check out this artwork. Oh my God. So, all right, here's Sven Dirk Schneider. That's Udo's son on drums, and he's German. And here's Udo, who's like 75. And okay, here they all are, and their team's called the Crocodiles. And there's Peter Baltes from Accept, the bass player. So U.D.O.'s got more Accept members than Accept has, because Accept only has Wolf Hoffman now from the original Accept, but Mark Tornillo, the singer, has now been with them for like 6-7 albums, and he's, I don't know, he's great. D Dammers on guitar, lead guitar. And Peter Baltes, who's also like 70, and Andy Andy Smirnoff. Saying the Dictators. All right, so dang, this has some corny ass lyrics, like the song Touchdown. The chorus is touchdown, touchdown. I'm gonna read the lyrics. Getting ready for match day, the most important game of life. We have a chance to become legends. We have the win in sight. It's helmet against helmet. We're fighting arm in arm. We tackle, bones crackle, all for one and one for all. Touchdown, touchdown. We will rise, they will fall. Touchdown, touchdown. Do you hear that inner call? They will remember. The legacy remains intact. The clock is ticking relentlessly. We are playing under pressure. Another fumble, 2-minute warning. We must find the measure. Competition, demolition, men in motion, great confusion, incompletion, bad decision. Hail to Mary, visionary. And then they do the touchdown, touchdown. We will rise, they will fall. Touchdown, touchdown. Do you hear the inner call? They will remember. The legacy remains intact. Hail to Mary. Okay, so I'm dogging the lyrics here, but I did have a lot of fun listening to this record. Partly because of that, because Udo's always kind of been that way. But dude, I mean, let me try to write some song in German. I'm sure it's not going to be as good as that. Anyway, so this album's fun. What I really like about the album is the classical solos of symphonies that I'm not sure what they are. I can't quite place that are in the guitar solos, especially on the song, let's see, Fight for the Right, that one. And the song Touchdown also has that. But, you know, I mean, it's pretty solid if you like uplifting metal, like in the vein of like Halloween or something like that, or Accept, then, yeah, U.D.O, Touchdown. Yeah, I think you might give it a listen. The 18th U.D.O album. All right, so here we go. Last year, 2022, my second favorite album was the Osees, A Foul Form. And now, already in August of 2023, they have put out a follow-up, and it's called Intercepted Message. And it's stylistically a little different. They've gone, I say it's kind of prog, you know, where A Foul Form like seemed to get like a British peace punk, post punk kind of thing going on. This is like it's more prog. I gotta say the keyboard thing has like a 3D effect, kind of like a gong song, you know, and if you've listened to Gong before, but it's not hippie-ish like that. It's kind of like, I guess Hawkwind maybe. I don't know. I haven't listened to. I just know the big Hawkwind songs, and damn, look at what is going on with me. That is so crazy. Anyway, do I really have a hair that long? Anyway, no wonder we do this show at night. That's so crazy. Now you're going to be looking at that the whole time. Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, this is a great album. I'm looking forward to seeing these guys at Gonerfest, and you should give it a listen. It's kind of like they've got this 3D keyboard effect, and sometimes like they do a riff or a lead, and it seems like they take it through the circle of fifths or something, you know, where it's just like, okay, that's on a normal song we would have just done this riff or this lead, but they like bring it into different key, or like I said, like that they'll move it around through a cycle, you know, and it's pretty cool. In the middle they do a cover of a song called The Fish Needs a Bite by Blurt, with the British post-punk band. It's a song from 1981 that was pretty noisy with like a no-wave sounding saxophone, but there's no saxophone on this one. So John Dwyer is once again impressively prolific with his 18th Osees album on top of his other recording projects, bands he's done. Tim Hellman on bass coming back, Tom Dolis on keyboards, Paul Quattroni and Dan Rincon both on drums, who play those phenomenal drums together. So what I recommend is they're on YouTube for like the last 10 days. There's a live recording they did in Hollywood where they played this whole album live, and go check it out. It's really good. I mean, you'll want to check out this album too, but it's kind of cool to see them play the whole thing live, because you can tell that this album isn't that produced. Like, they actually sound that great live. And I honestly, when I first got this and I heard, I mean, I'm just impressed that like the stylistic cohesiveness of the different albums John Dwyer does with the Osees, because when I write music, I might, you know, gradually work this direction and then that direction, but like I guess he's done a bunch of albums, so like this one's like, this whole album's gonna be, you know, definitively that way, and then this one is gonna be like that, and like it's impressive and cohesive. And when I first heard this, and it sounded, I don't know if he would call it prog, but it's kind of prog. You know, sometimes it reminds me of like Adrian Belew, King Crimson era Discipline, and I already mentioned Gong, so those are some pretty prog bands. But also we're hearing like, stuff like early 80s hard post-punk stuff. I don't know. It's a great mix, and it's really solid. There's no shitty songs on here. I like Submerged Buildings. Oh yeah, the song Always at Night. It's like he ended with a mellow, pretty one, and to me, reminds me a little bit of something from a Brian Eno record. It also melodically reminds me of After the Gold Rush by Neil Young, and I think it's trying to sort of quote that. I mean, I think it's a nod to that. So Goon. That's a good one. Die Laughing. I mean, Blank Chems. Yeah, as I said, there's no shitty songs on here. Yeah, Unusual and Cruel, Stunner. No, they're all good. So, yeah, do yourself a favor, listen to Intercepted Message by the Osees. And all right, well, I'm going to wrap it up. The idea is I'm going to be back sooner than later because we've been taking so long between shows, and there's just so much to cover and talk about. So I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, bye.